Hi everyone, Mr. Murphy again. I'm going over standard 7.NS.1.C, the fourth video, the third substandard of number systems standard number one. This one's another long one in three parts, so let's go through one part at a time. The whole standard is understand subtraction of rational numbers as adding the additive inverse, p minus q equals p plus a negative q. Show that the distance between two rational numbers on the number line is the absolute value of their difference, and apply this principle in real world context. So the three parts, let's go with part number one. Understand subtraction of rational numbers as adding the additive inverse, p minus q equals p plus a negative q. We learned this in the first lesson. Subtraction is the same thing as adding a negative number. Subtraction is adding a negative. A simple example, 7 minus 3 equals 4. 7 to the left 3 spots gives you 4. 7 plus a negative 3 equals 4 would be starting at 7 and going negative 3 hops, 1, 2, 3, to 4. So maybe a little different verbiage if you want to, but at the end of the day, the same thing. The second part says, show that the distance between two rational numbers on the number line is the absolute value of their difference. There's a couple of important parts. You have two numbers and the absolute value of their difference. So difference means subtract. So you pick any two numbers on a number line, and the absolute value is the positive value if you subtract them, the positive value of their difference. So if I pick 6 and 2, I just subtract 6 minus 2, and I get 4. It also works the other way. Distance is easy until you do it backwards, but it still works. The distance between 2 and 6, so 2 minus 6 equals negative 4, but we want the absolute value of the answer, which is 4. So this would be written as the absolute value of 2 minus 6, which equals the absolute value of negative 4, which equals 4. And you can see whether I go from left to right or right to left, there's still 4 hops between 2 and 6. Now, what's the distance between 3 and 4? Well, 3 and negative 4. So these are weird because when you go across 0, when you have dots on opposite sides of 0, you're actually going to add the two numbers together instead of subtracting them. So what I'm taking is negative 4 minus 3. So negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7, and the absolute value of all that is 7. And you can see on the number line, there's 7 hops between negative 4 and 3. It also works the other way. So if I said 3 minus a negative 4, that would be like 3 plus 4, which would be 7. So if I went 3 minus a negative 4, there's 7 hops going this way, and there's 7 hops going that way. The third part says apply this principle in real-world context. That means to solve distance in word problems. One example might be, a cliff diver jumped off a cliff 20 meters high. He touched a rock 5 meters below the water's surface. How far did he travel? Well, to solve this, we know the diver started at plus 20 meters, and then he touched a rock at 5 meters below the surface, or negative 5 meters. And he traveled down. So he started at plus 20 and went down a negative 25 meters total. But the question asks, how far did he travel? So we give the absolute value of the answer. He traveled 25 meters total. So we would say the absolute value of 20 minus a negative 5, which is 20 plus 5, which is 25. There you go. Thank you. Have some fun. Practice these problems.